I'm telling you, if my life was this chaotic, I would lock myself in a closet and not come out for a year. Jamie and Claire are in Wilmington visiting Fergus, Marsalee, and the baby because they must attend a theater experience with Governor Tryon. Those acres didn't come without strings attached. Anyway, they're there, and so are Roger and Bree. Of course, they don't know it. Roger is roaming the streets looking for Bree with the picture he had drawn at the fair. That worked out. Imagine if he'd taken a photograph. They might have burned him. He finds her and she runs into his arms, and then they find a solitary place to make out and then more. They're about to get it on when Bree stops him and asks if anything has changed, if he still really wants to be married to her. And he's like, "No, I've changed. I want to be with you." And she's like, "I've changed too. I want to marry you." And so they do. They get handfasted in a Scottish tradition. And it's so sweet. Then there's a very long sex scene. Dare I say, too long? In Wilmington, Jamie and Claire are attending the theater with who else? George Washington and Martha. Claire explains to Jamie why he's important, but Jamie doesn't really care because he finds out later that Murtaugh is about to be caught in a scheme stealing money and then he's going to be hanged. So in order to help his friend, he hits the guy sitting next to him at the theater, who happens to have a hernia, forcing Claire to do surgery while he slips out, catches a ride in George Washington's carriage, and gets Fergus to go warn Murtaugh just in the nick of time. Murtaugh does make a comment about wondering where his godson is, but blows it off and is thankful that Fergus came, and that he still has his head attached. While Jamie is gone, Claire puts on a better show for the people than the actual play. She does surgery. At first I was like, who would want to watch this? But then I thought about the things we do watch on TV, like ER, and well, it does have an appeal. Imagine seeing it in real life. She saves the man and Jamie gets back before people notice. Everything is fine for them, but not for Roger and Bree. That didn't take long. He has now confessed to Bree that he knew her parents were going to die, but he had not told her. Now they've already gotten married and consummated their nuptials, and she tells him to get out. If women sent their men away every time they didn't tell them something, no one would be married. But they break up and she finds herself in a bar with Stephen Bonnet. There, she notices her mother's ring and asks to pay for it. He doesn't want money, he wants to rape her, and he does. Thankfully, the directors and producers chose not to show this violence, but you do hear it, and people in the bar just ignore it. It was awful. He comments on her lack of virginity, hands her the ring, and walks away. And that's it. Roll credits. Well, thanks for that happy ending.